Remember, before I do or say anything in this video, I will probably offend you during the length of it. I will be talking about what your support main says about you. Again, stereotypes are not always true, but they do exist for a reason. So if you feel you can't handle how I talk trash about your main, I recommend you click off the video now. KIRO. Now, KIRO is a very tricky hero to stereotype, as she is the most played Overwatch hero as of right now. I could say that it's just the Discord mods and the e-girls wearing cat ears playing her, but that's just a very small percentile. Let me try and break it down for you. KIRO mains are the people who actually want to play a balanced hero that both combines damage and healing, although I've yet to see a KIRO being able to pull off these things at the same time. I also believe that most KIRO mains are the people who tried maining Genji, but every time you ulted, you got shut down by Ana, so instead you become Ana's most hated support. KIRO is, as you know, Blizzard's golden girl, cash cow, pump and dump, whatever you want to call her. She's now the poster child of Overwatch 2 and gets everything she wants. I would imagine that people who main her are a little bit similar. You want to get whatever you have your eyes on and won't take no for an answer.
I am approaching you with sexual intent.
When KIRO released, you swapped from Ana and Moira because you found out KIRO puts Ana on a leash and makes Moira look as dry as BB Eldridge's diss tracks. KIRO's. You guys over-communicate. Just like other support mains, you talk a lot, but you really don't have to yell out every second that's left until you have your TP or Susu again.
Can you shut the fuck up?
You're a joke.
Every game I get with a KIRO, they are screaming out in comms, I TP'd! Assuming that it would make any difference whatsoever. Please, we see you guys, you don't have to yell it out. There are two things that really get KIRO mains going. Number one is getting those dings with your kunais. When you get those, you start feeling like you're Naruto, just ninja running down, throwing the rest of your 14 kunais, missing them all. Number two, shutting people's ultimate down with your Susu. When you hear those Reinhardt shatters, Diva bombs, Junker Queen ultimates, and so on, you get some sort of heightened sense of exactly when you need to use your Susu to block the entire ultimate. Number three is definitely being a furry. Oh, wait, did I say two things? Sorry, my bad. As a person, you are most likely quite shy around people, but amongst your friends, you are the joker of the group. You probably wish that you could have a fox in real life, just like KIRO. You've probably also mastered the art of knowing when shit hits the fan, and when you need to get out of there to survive and leave your team behind. You KIRO mains are truly silly little goofs. Do you hate high ping, packet loss, and unstable network?
Hey, disconnected.
Well, then I have a solution for you. With Gear Up Booster, you can boost your games with just one simple click. Although, my favorite feature of Gear Up is that you can actually swap what server you want to play on. I don't know if you remember, but back in the day, you used to be able to swap servers on the launcher, but now that's not possible anymore. But instead, you can actually swap it on Gear Up Booster to play on your preferred region. As you see, now I'm playing on the European servers, but by picking America on Gear Up Booster, I'm now playing on the American servers. Simple as that. And for all of you console users, you don't have to worry. Gear Up also have a game router tailored just for you gaming consoles called HyperRev to accelerate your download speeds and connection. Simply plug in the HyperRev into your router and enjoy either wired or wireless connection. And they even got an app on your phone that lets you control everything from there. Let's do a test. The lowest latency I could get is 3435 with Gear Up Booster on. Now if you download Gear Up Booster for free with the link in the description, comment down below the latest possible latency you can get. Is it lower than mine? Thank you Gear Up Booster for sponsoring this video and helping out my channel. Ana. If you main Ana, you are the Reinhardt of the support role. You're a complete Chad. You probably have 200 pounds of lean muscles, either in your body or your brain. To win or to lose is not the most important factor for you. All you want is a competitive game where you feel like you can let loose. When you, Ana, let loose, you guys go into some sort of Super Saiyan mode. All of a sudden, you trigger some sort of heightened sense as if you had aimbot and you can't miss a single shot or a single sleep dart. Usually, you guys are extremely calculated and have a laid-back playstyle. Although as soon as you hit that sleep dart, and you know which one I'm talking about, you become a soul-sucking sadistic demon. Nothing else except you and the sleeping target exists. You start pinging your team as if everyone should drop everything to just watch Genji sleep. If you don't get help killing that Genji, you could throw out some of the most terrifying things to touch human ears in voice chat, and then after 10 seconds go back to your shot calling calculated self. Most Ana mains like being the background leader. You want to seem tough and untouchable, but you're actually very vulnerable to emotional damage. As soon as someone comes at you for how you are as a person or how you played the game, your mentality and self-esteem goes into complete shambles, and this is what keeps you up at night. If you main Ana, you have the desire to be cuddled and protected. This probably comes from doing all the protection yourself in game. You have some sort of weird secret praise kink. This is because you're always trying to keep everyone's HP up while trying to land successful antis, yet you feel your teammates never appreciate you or what you do. Although as soon as you get some praise by your team, you'll whip up some kawaii stuff in chat like ooh, sniffles, thank you team. Baptiste. If you main Baptiste, most likely you are either a hardstuck silver and decided to give Bap a try and realize that your aim is absolute trash and get a paralyzing wave of embarrassment for earlier blaming the DPS for not getting picks, yet you probably continue to blame them. Or you're a DPS main who got tired of never getting any heals, so you switch to only playing Bap as a DPS and amounting to only healing yourself as well. Baptiste is one of the strongest and most versatile support heroes, so most likely you have an extreme ego, constantly checking the stats to see who you're above in numbers and who you can flame the absolute shit out of for doing more damage than them. Unfortunately, that is something that I 100% also do. If you main Baptiste, I would say that you don't mind doing the same things over and over again without getting either bored or tired. You probably had the same breakfast for the past 5 years, and without that breakfast, you don't feel the same. Your daily routine is probably 1. Wake up, 2. Eat 4 hard-boiled eggs, 3. Get into aim training, 4. Play Overwatch for 12 hours, 5. Masturbate and cry yourself to sleep. As you see in your daily schedule, you don't have time for any showers. This is something that all of us would be extremely grateful for if you started doing. As a Baptiste main, you are not spontaneous. You have everything meticulously planned out. Therefore, playing a different hero is not something you would be interested in even a little bit. As soon as you pick up someone else than Bat, you simply don't function. You start screaming like a baby and crying out how much better you would be if the person who stole Baptiste from you. In these scenarios, most of you would go and pick up KIRO or Moira, or we get the nightmare of you picking Lucio. Oh dear. Lucio. If you main Lucio, you love being fast, but even more, you have all your life been someone who loves to prank and annoy people. You have not played a game of Overwatch that you legitimately tried to win in the past 3 years. Instead, all you care about is finding out the weak links in the enemy team and annoying the life out of them until they quit the game. At this point, your team will most likely be yelling some horrible stuff in voice chat at you for not being in a single team fight. Instead of reacting, you probably say stuff like rabbit or boop, knowing this will annoy the absolute shit out of them even more. As a person, you're likely quite slow. Not slow as in brain-wise, you just move kind of slow and like to be unpredictable in your movement in real life and in game. You're a really relaxed and chill person. When being around other people, most likely, as I said before, you try to be the clown of the group. You're always trying to find new ways to prank your friends and make everyone laugh. Although as soon as you are by yourself, you become your introverted self again. If you main Lucio, you're someone who loves listening to music. Oh shit. Although instead of speedy beats, you most likely listen to sad songs and counter music. This is because most of you Lucio mains are unfortunately depressed. Playing a loud-ass frog all day is what makes you feel a little bit better. Unlike other players, you actually enjoy the game most of the time. This is something I totally understand, as I love playing Lucio from time to time. The only time you sweat more than a Swedish person in Africa during the summer is when you practice wall riding. Although as soon as you bring this into the real game, you completely black out and forget everything and start pulling up wall riding tutorials on your second monitor. Either way, I respect you wall riding frogs, but please stop saying you're a frogger. Bro, you're not him. Mercy. As a Mercy main, I'm certain you're always crying about being the main target for ultimates. As soon as you hear a junk wheel, you shit your pants harder than Mr. Beast after dog pack drops in your video. What's up with that? Let me give you a quick insight in what I think a Mercy main's day look like. You guys wake up in your pink queen-sized bed, say good morning to all of your Hello Kitty squishy melons, skip breakfast of course, message each of your online boyfriend to remind them your niche subscription is running out soon. Then hop on Overwatch for 12 hours to spectate on Mercy. Alright. Mercy, mostly the character, gets so much shit. Mercy mains don't really bring much to the table. But you give the best mental support and you cheer people on through thick and thin. But that's when you actually choose to join voice chat. Most Mercy mains I see are a Discord kitten pocket healer duo queuing with their zaddy and not wanting to talk to anyone else in their team. You're the type of person who will always be one of the kindest people on the team, as long as things go in your favor. If someone either A, blames you for anything bad, or B, asks you to switch off Mercy, you will start yelling stuff that could probably put you behind bars for 4 years. You have separation issues, and that's why you probably choose Mercy in the first place. You're always connected to someone, and on your own you don't do very much, and felt Mercy was right up your alley. As a person, you're most likely quite shy, but very loving. After getting flamed and cursing everyone out, you most likely want to be cuddled and not play Overwatch anymore, until your Discord daddy calls of course. You live off the validations you get from others. When people say that you're playing well, or did something very good, you can't even handle the amount of emotions you feel. This is why you always want to keep hearing this and try to be the cute, helpful Mercy main. Unfortunately, this usually doesn't go well, and you end up getting flamed instead. This is the unfortunate circle of a Mercy main. But as a Mercy main, you're most likely off practicing Mercy parkour and not watching this video right now. But either way, I do love a Mercy pocketing me, so thank you for that. Brigitte. As a Swedish person myself, I do feel responsibility for respecting the people playing one of the 2 Swedish heroes in the game. But I'm sorry, I could not do it. I simply wish she wasn't Swedish. First off, Her name is Brigitte. That is how you would pronounce it in Sweden. They realized they had to monkey down the name for the rest of the people to understand. You need to stop spamming "sha" in-game. Her voice line of "sha" makes my entire body crumble with disgust. Somehow, if you main Brigitte, you're surprisingly skilled at the game, but not where it actually matters for you to win the game. You know how the game works, what kind of lineups and team comps do best together, yet you would never realize you should switch off this lollipop swinging Swedish girl and play something that works. Like the one-eyed grandma. If you main Brigitte, you probably feel as it's never your fault if you lose the game. You probably try and find anyone who did anything out of the ordinary and put blame onto them instead. This is also the only time you use your voice chat, because other times you are a quiet player. You only use the in-game commands to do your calls in order to team around with it. Although when your team actually wins, you would never brag out about how good you played like a Sen main would. Instead, you sit down and you drink your humble coffee and queue for the next game. I'm sorry, Brigitte mains, but with all due respect, you guys have no aim whatsoever. You fling your weapon around as if it was your mom's dildo you found when you were 10 years old. You don't know what it is or what it does. You're just swinging and hoping for the best. You miss 50% of the whip shots you throw simply because you want to keep your passive up instead of saving it for when you can actually kill someone. Anyhow, as I said, you guys are good as long as you're over plat. If you're only playing Brigitte under plat, please consider uninstalling or swapping hero. Lifeweaver. If you main Lifeweaver, I can almost guarantee that you used to main Mercy, but got tired of everyone calling you a twink, so you switched main into the twinkiest of them all. Jokes aside, I do love a good Lifeweaver. He has one of the highest skill caps in Overwatch, which means if you can learn every angle of his abilities, you can do absolute wonders. You can stop ultimates, deflect almost every ability while also healing most in your team. But then there's those other Lifeweavers. You probably know which one I'm talking about. The Lifeweavers who will pull you out as soon as you pop Blade on Genji. Yeah, those types. These Lifeweavers are the ones who makes me want to uninstall Overwatch and get into gardening just so I can spawn a life tree up their ass. If you main Lifeweaver, I'm pretty sure you're usually watching TikTok while spamming left click on the tank. Lifeweaver mains are, how should I put it, a special breed amongst Overwatch players. You guys will not rage at anyone. Instead, you will pull out the craziest diss of all time mentioning the other person's mother, father, or girlfriend. These disses will shatter the souls of everyone. It makes people rethink their life decisions. But as long as everything is well, you just like Mercy mains don't really talk too much. You have wet dreams of pulling off an Orisa ultimate pull and killing the entire enemy team. So as soon as your Orisa has ultimate ready, you scream, "Don't ulti, I have a plan, trust me," just to again fail completely throwing Orisa off the map. If you are the first type of Lifeweavers, I love you. If you are the second type of Lifeweaver mains, consider playing Roblox instead. Senyara. If you main Senyara, you like being the carry of the team and will flaunt every possible chance you get. When you win a game, there won't be anyone in the closest 1,000 yards that won't know. Although when you lose, you stay absolute silent. Just like BAP names, you mostly play DPS but got tired of dying all the time. So you figured you would turn to the 10-handed old man that throws the balls at children and old men and women, but also heals. You most likely don't realize you have 4 other players on your team. In your head, it's you versus the enemies. You put your healing orb on the tank and then forget your healing orb even exists. Your teammates are most likely yelling at you, but you left voice chat as soon as you joined the game, blasting some hardcore music louder than a jet plane engine. You might play other supports now and again, but as soon as someone yells at you, you will quick scope the Senyara lock. There are 2 heroes that you wish would burn in hell. That's Sombra and Tracer. These heroes will run laps around you, making you feel like a clown juggling your balls. Most likely, you'll keep trying to 1v1 them. Even after losing 9 1v1s in a row, you just keep dying. When you one-shot a squishy with shard shot, you get the sensation as if you won the lottery. Then instantly learn your place when that Tracer comes around to fondle your balls. As a person, you're not at all like Senyara. You're hectic and won't sit down for a small second. You're probably quite immature around your friends and tell jokes that no one else can understand, so you can sit there laughing for yourself. Either way, I do love one part about you Senyara mains. That's when you solo ult to win 1v1s. That shit's just the best. Moira. Oh, Moira. I don't really like Moira. Not as a character, but not really you Moira mains either. At least not when you play Overwatch. In game, you have a toxic and annoying personality. Not all of you, but most of you. You think you're extremely good at the game and won't for a second realize that all you're doing is healing yourself and tickling the enemies. Most likely, you're deep into the enemy backline, screaming in voice, "Where the f*** is my team?" and dying on your own. When you find a little Ana on her own, you become a comically evil person. You will jump around her 5 times before you kill her, and after that, you're probably writing question marks in all chat, asking if grandma is sleeping. Outside of Overwatch, you're a very nice and kind person. You're most likely someone who loves to invite all your friends to cookouts and arrange parties. It's just that as soon as you boot up Overwatch, you become a completely different person. No one understands why. Probably not you either. You're just built that way. If you main Moira, you probably played a lot of Mercy as well, since neither of these heroes require any sort of aim. But as soon as someone flames you on Mercy, you insta-swap to Moira to keep going in the enemy's backline. You Moira mains love seeing your stats go up, but fail to realize that you don't really have any powerful utilities or impact to actually win a fight. All you have is hand piss and hand suck, yet you're probably saying that you have the most healing and the most damage. Kinda funny how you have 20k damage with 4 kills, right? Please shut up. Illari. Why is it that every Illari that I come across has 15,000 damage using their fun dipstick, making DPS look like they're useless, unimpactful, unappreciated, worthless, good for nothing? Why play a spider bitch when you can literally be a superwoman with a better passive and heal your team? If you main Illari, you're most likely someone who wants to control every situation. You want to be the leader of the team, but die as soon as the fight begins because you were out of position. Also, for the Illari mains that didn't know, you actually have another healing ability besides your turret. Try right click next time you play. Illari mains are the equivalent to orangutans hitting the zoo window trying to escape when it comes to game knowledge. Trust me, I main Illari. The sole focus that you have is trying to headshot people with your little piss shots, and if anything else happens, you could not give a fuck. I think Illari is for the people who used to main Btis but felt as he had no escapes and no utility. Now you can jump around all you want and keep shooting people, having your healing turret all by yourself. As a person, you are probably very quiet. You like to have things under control and can't really handle stressful situations. You were not the shy kid in school, but you weren't the loud one either. You're very vanilla when it comes to everything and anything, and you're completely fine with that. When ulting as Illari, you cannot do anything but try to get that 5-man ult, but what you end up doing is dying as soon as you fly up in the air. It's not like you actually use the ultimate to ult the supports to only kill them. No. You need to attempt that 5-man ult to get your entire team to flame you. Either way, you guys are cool, not biased, because you don't make a lot of noise in voice chat. Just please start using your healing beams as well. Juno. Although I can see it in the shadows, the Mercy mains are starting to find a new host body to cling on to. It might not be very clear yet, but I can feel it in my fingers. It's gonna be Juno. Juno is so new that there's not much to say about her, but most likely there's no one who would want to get close to maining Juno, not even with a 5-foot stick. From my experience of playing Juno, she's as impactful as Lucio speed boosting the push robot. I don't really know what she's good for, either playing her or having her on your team. I'm guessing she's gonna get giga buffed, and a month after this video is out, people are gonna come at me for ranting on her. But as of right now, please don't main Juno, please don't play Juno. You're not doing anything for your team. Thanks. Thank you guys so much for watching these 3-part series of videos. Remember to check out the tank and DPS video as well. Also, if you made it this far, comment rabbit and let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see in the future. I would love to get your guys' opinion. And please, if you have 5 seconds over, a subscription means a lot. Thank you. See you next time.